set up the Mt250 for trials training bike, I went down in sprocket size to an 11 tooth on the front, which gave me basically an additional 16 teeth on the back, or the same effect as. And what we're doing here now is we're going to take a trials run and employ some trials characteristics. We're running it at trial speeds, and we're going to go down here and do some maneuvers. To set the Mt250 up, you want it to have a trials bike type suspension. And to do that, you need to take as much dampening as you can out of both the front and rear suspension, both the forks and the swing arm. That having been done, you want to pretty much have a machine that's very, very springy. It'll depend on that springiness to bring the front wheel in the air when you need to clear obstacles and this sort of thing. Normally you ride a trials bike in a standing position with your legs bent, your arms straight. You want to set up your clutch lever and your brake lever so that your fingers address them straightly without having to turn your wrist one way or the other. And you want to cover your clutch and cover your front brake with one finger of each hand, so that as it becomes necessary to use either one, they're readily available and there isn't any delay in your being able to access them. With a 2-cycle, now let's get over this little log. Even the littlest logs, treat them as you would a big log, only with less exuberance. Always bear in mind that you want to create good habits to draw from. If you keep your legs slightly bent, keep your knees apart, you'll be able to handle just about any kind of gnarly terrain or anything like that, rocks, small rocks that you can't see. The sagebrush in this country likes to hide the rocks, so I use this stance quite a bit. Now what I'm going to do here is a turn, a lock-to-lock turn, and it's done by putting the weight on the inside peg, counterbalancing to the opposite, and being sure that your shoulders are always in line with the plane of the handlebars. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to do a very little roll-up climb of this hill, and I'm monitoring my clutch now, covering my clutch, and we've got a little bit of a rock there at the top, and we easily just went over it. If you need a little more traction, you can crouch down a little bit more towards the rear, never sitting down. If you need a little more RPMs, come a little forward and you'll get a little wheel spin, but try not to spin the wheel. Before spinning the wheel, feather the clutch and allow the RPMs to come up that way. Anyway, as to the handlebars, your grips want to be in line with your forks. They want to be on the same plane as your forks, to a rule of thumb. Personal preference, you can go forward or back of that position fractionally, but don't go too much. It's going to make your steering a lot faster, and if you do have to slide around a corner at higher speeds, try crowding the tank as you sit down and put your pivot foot down. Don't sit back, because with the bars that far forward, you will need to be forward on your tank. Okay, now here we're going to make another climb. Again, no run up, we just idle up to it and we begin our climb. And we're standing here, and my legs are spread, my feet are on the outside of the pegs, and I'm covering the clutch again. Now we slow down again, and we make another little turn, and we come up another hill with the same technique. Now this field across here is full of rocks. You can see them in there. They're the dark gray that you think is brush, but it's not. It's a rock. And they like to hide in that sagebrush. And we have a few rattlesnakes. Once in a while they hide in there too. But we've been very fortunate this summer. We haven't even seen a rattlesnake all summer long. We normally average killing 1 or 2 a year, in the summertime. But the little Elsinore, even though it's 260 plus pounds and heavier than most trials bikes, because of the wonderful range of its capability, it will do classic trials, and it'll do them pretty well. Certainly as well as any Clubman of the same approximate weight. And I like to practice stoppies and things like that. Try to always improve upon my balance. I'll stop down here at the bottom of the hill, remaining on the pins, and then I'll accelerate again away from that point. And you get an idea here. And then you just release the clutch, idle away, and then I'll stop again here at the end. It really helps improve your balance, and your overall riding skills will increase dramatically.